Good morning, everybody. Kennesaw, Georgia. I need to say that again. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from the Shibboleth Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia. And I am so thankful that you are here with me today. Today is Tuesday. It is March 3rd, and it is the 63rd day in our 366-day game of life. And it's going to be a great day. I'm going to have another perfect day. How about you? Tell me what you're having today. Today's Tuesday is March. Good morning, Colleen, and good morning, Glenda. I'm up early this morning. I'm on here about an hour earlier than normal. I have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock. Normally I do one thing and then turn to a computer and I'm at work. But today I have to actually be somewhere at 8. Yesterday I had to be somewhere at 8:15, but it was only a mile away, so I was able to come on a little bit later. Hey, Dave, how are you? Dave's on here. Dave lives in walking distance to the new Shibby shop, and he came to see me on Saturday. So today I'm going to be reading at Vaughn Elementary School. Yesterday I read over at Bullard Elementary School. It's Dr. Seuss's birthday week. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 102 or 109 that I saw. But anyway, Dr. Seuss's fun books over the years have certainly encouraged children to learn to read all of those silly, nonsensical words, but it is a lot of fun. Rhonda, Mighty Muffins for the day. I like Mighty Muffins. Good morning, Julie. Julie worked the Shibboleth store yesterday for its inaugural day, and she went nonstop all day long. There were people in there all day. So I appreciate everything that she did. And she also wants to teach some classes, and I'm so excited about that. We'll get Julie on the schedule to teach some classes so you can hear some different folks. Yes, Julie had a great time. Well, I'm glad you got the notification too, Colleen. That is awesome. Y'all know what I did last night? I Zoomed home from the Shibby shop to do the 8 p.m. live webinar on simple food combining. I usually do that just on Zoom. Well, I've started recently sharing it in our new member group, and then I started sharing it in the silver group. Last night, by accident, I just totally went on the public group. If y'all saw me doing that last night, wondering, what is she doing? I clicked the wrong button. So I mentioned that to Sasha. She said, just leave it on there. So anyway, hopefully some folks can, even if they're not members, can learn how to do what we do. Good morning, Sandra and Angela, and good morning, Jessica. Thank you for the smiley face, Jessica. Yesterday, when I asked you guys to put some fun emojis in the group, I saw some of the cutest little emojis and the cutest little stickers. It was fun. So I liked looking back through that. Hey, good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Wendy Korn. So this morning, we're just going to talk about whether or not we're having a perfect day or not. I'm having a perfect day. And then, like I said, I'm going to go read at an elementary school. And then I've got the Kennesaw Business Association's Board of Directors meeting at lunch. And then I have a networking event tonight. So that is what I am doing today. I hope that you have a day that is filled with things that you love to do. But let me know if you're having a perfect day or not, because I want to hear that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to read our devotion this morning. And I'm going to give you the verse. And if you don't mind, please tell me, please type in for me the verse. The verse. Awesome. Hey, Beth Collier and Jessica is having a perfect IMF day. That means intermittent fasting. Now, if you're doing intermittent fasting on its basic level, you need to have gone without eating or calorie intake for at least 12 hours, and you can call that an intermittent fasting day. But if you're going for one of those more strict Tiger's Eye day, the 16, the 24, the 36, then there's other things that you need to do for those. Okay, but I pretty much do a regular IMF day every day, but many of the days have been getting to the 16-hour, and I did an 18-hour every once in a while. Oh, good. Julie says she's going to a local office to talk to their staff about Shibboleth. That is fantastic, and she's going to be perfect. Beth is being perfect. Good morning, Rhonda. Rhonda's up early because it's even an hour, I'm an hour earlier and she's in a different time zone, unless you're in the part of Kentucky that is in the Eastern time zone. The verse for today is Philippians 1:9. Philippians 1:9. So last night at the Shibboleth store, I'm going to have to get all that figured out, you know, us going into a training class and everything. We had 20 people packed in this class, and it was fun, but I'm wondering if we're going to have the same amount every single time or what. I don't know. We're going to have to give it about a month and see who all shows up. Good morning, Jason. Okay, so Rhonda's back in center. Thank you, Beth, for typing in the verse for today, Philippians 1:9. I know that y'all are going to be typing that in, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. I pray that your love will overflow more and more, and that you will keep on growing in knowledge and understanding. Today's edition of the Shibby Show is called I Am on a Learning Curve. We're always on a learning curve. We're always learning something. So we're going to see what this has to say. Now remember, this is an interactive broadcast, so if you hear things that you like, you can hit that little heart button and that like button, and you can share this broadcast or do a watch party. Some people are just know-it-alls. You can't tell them anything without hearing the words, well, actually, followed by a lengthy story about how they can do it better, grander, smarter, etc. You can't teach them anything. That's a shame because no one really knows it all. Even the most educated person you know probably has days where they don't know what to do. Let's face it, we're all on a learning curve, no matter how many years of experience or training we have under our belts. God's not keen on watching his children, even those with purpose-filled lives, coming across as puffed up know-it-alls. It's better to admit you're still on a learning curve. This takes humility for sure. But humbling yourself is always more attractive to those who are watching you. And there are more people watching you, you know. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for those I'm so perfect people to slip up. And slip up they do. Just one more reason why you shouldn't present an infallible image. When you tumble, everyone will notice. Here's an example. Maybe you've been put in charge of a big project at work because you've made it clear that you've got the goods. The boss is convinced you've got the goods and places you over a team of coworkers. Things go well at first. Then, somewhere along the way, you hit the wall and don't know what to do. The team gets nervous, but more than that, they start talking behind your back. Why? Because you were overly confident and they've been waiting all along to see you take a tumble. It's just human nature. What do you do in a situation like this? It's time to turn to God and admit that you don't have all the answers. You're not a superwoman or superman. You're still on a learning curve. And guess what? You've given your heart to the one who has all the answers to your questions. He's the ultimate professor, fully equipped with answers from on high. Somewhere along the way, you also need to humble yourself in front of your peers and make some apologies. Let them know that you're not perfect, not even close. When you get real with them, they're more likely to lend true, honest support and to help you get the job done in a pleasant environment. Being on a learning curve is nothing to be ashamed of. All of life is a schooling experience, after all. So buckle your seatbelt. It might get a little rocky in here. So what I'd love for you to type is, I am on a learning curve. And we want to type that because we all need to understand that we are, and we need to admit that we are on a learning curve. It could be that you just started Shibboleth and you're on a learning curve. It could be that you were trying to start some of the more advanced programs of Shibboleth. You'll be on a learning curve. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe like Julie, you walked into a store yesterday where you had never even worked before and there was nobody there to help you. She was on a big learning curve, but she did it. So it's one of those things where it's okay to admit, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I hope that you are accessible by phone. But it is just so much more fun to work with somebody who is just accepts that they're on a learning curve and they're willing to listen. So as a teacher, over the years, you try to teach somebody something and they talk over you and they ask you a question and you try to explain and they talk over you. that is also not really showing that you're on a learning curve. So if you have the habit of talking over people, that's something that you might want to just, if you've asked somebody a question, let them talk and then sit. Now, I know you've heard this before, but the Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. That is so that we can listen twice as much as we talk. So that is one of those things, those little tips that will help you in being on a learning curve and not being a know-it-all to everybody. So let's go back and look and see what you guys have been doing on here. I'm getting lots of hearts this morning. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for typing in the verse, everybody, and for typing in the I'm on a learning curve. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing. That is awesome. Thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate that. I'm on a learning curve all the time, and guess what? I love to learn. I love to learn. And then when I find something that I love, I want to teach it to everybody. I don't know why I have that in me, but the Lord has certainly given that to me. And that's basically what happened with Shibboleth. I learned about Shibboleth last year, and then I learned everybody needs to know this. Oh my goodness, this is life-changing information. And so I just had to jump on board and teach it. So I'm very thankful that y'all have joined me here this morning. I am going to go make my son his breakfast, and not his breakfast. He's going to do his own breakfast, his lunch. I cooked him a real good chicken, and it was a real good popper meal, one of those poppers. Anyway, he enjoyed that for lunch yesterday, so I'm going to go make that for him before I have to head off to that school and do a read for the Dr. Seuss Read All Day, celebrating his birthday. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Y'all are sweet. That's right. And I like what Colleen says as well. God places us on a learning curve so we don't become complacent and teach us to be humble. That is right. That is right. But we always have to be striving to learn something new, and not striving in a way that is I'm worn out kind of striving, but just an excited, let me go see what else I could do, in a thriving sort of way, not in a stressed out kind of way. So I hope that y'all have a wonderful day, absolutely wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, it'll be March 4th. I hope that if you're watching this on replay, because I know many of you have told me that you watch this at lunch. If you're watching this on replay, please type in hashtag Shibboleth for his glory so I'll know that you were there. If you have watched this for the first time today, please type in a number 1. And if you want to send me some sunshine emojis or stickers, feel free to do that today, because it's raining still in Georgia. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Cindy, for typing that in. Thank you, Angela. You have a great day too. And this recording will be available in your journal later. Do you know if you watch these videos in your journal, you can get some little points and things that'll eventually get you your Phase 2 foundation badge if you are also journaling as well. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.